The words a lot of Alabama fans have been waiting to hear for quite some time now can finally be said. The Crimson Tide have picked up a commitment from five-star running back Ezavier Crowell out of Jackson High School in Jackson, Alabama. One of the top running backs in the country, one of the top players in the state of Alabama in this 2026 recruiting class, choosing to commit to Alabama over Auburn, Florida, Florida State, Georgia, and Texas. The Crimson Tide have been recruiting Crowell, their new coaching staff in particular, for more than a year, offering him on January 31st, 2024, just a little bit over 2 weeks after Kalen DeBoer and his staff got to Tuscaloosa, and DeBoer was announced as the next head coach at the University of Alabama after Nick Saban retired. So Crowell is a guy who the Crimson Tide have been prioritizing for a very long time, and getting his commitment today is a huge step forward for the Tide in this 2026 recruiting cycle. Like I said earlier, Crowell, five-star running back, does a lot of great things well, has that proven speed because he has proven it on the track as well as on the football field. As you can see, he can't pull away from defenders. He's a guy who run a sub 11 100 meter dash, a 10.6 in particular as his PR in the 100 meter in terms of him being a track athlete, in terms of being a sprinter. I talk about that speed. I talk about that toughness. I talk about that power and his ability to not let a guy bring him down easily as being some of the things that have always stood out to me about Crowell. But the more I watch his film lately, I think his balance and his vision has started to show off even more. In terms of him trying to seek out and find grass, I think he does that at a good level. Him and his ability to be under control that weight, being a 200-pound back like he is, I think that is all great signs for the Crimson Tide here in this 2026 recruiting class. And I'm picking up a commitment from Crowell. The Tide want two running backs in this class, and they got their guys. They got Crowell and they got Javari Barnett, who announced a verbal commitment to the Crimson Tide recently as well, flipping his commitment from a school. So when you take a look at Crowell and Barnett, I think the thing that really stands out to me about this tandem that the Crimson Tide look to sign here in the future is that these guys have kind of similar games. Both are guys who are over 200 pounds before they enter college football. These guys who are both physical backs, can flash off some explosiveness, although I think Crowell shows a little bit more of an explosive gear. I think that just goes back to the fact that he just probably is a more explosive, speedy guy. But we'll keep our eyes out on Barnett. But just looking at their game and looking at the film that I've been able to watch, these guys have similarities in terms of their running style. Schools typically like to have running backs different type of running styles. When they sign two backs, can kind of have one back offset the other. But I think either way works. You have two good backs. You just have two good backs. Heck, look at Penn State. I think Singleton and the other back that they have had in the past. I think all those guys have been more power, physical backs, not really speed backs. So if you have a good back there, good backs, they can work together. But I think the thing that's kind of interesting is that Barnett and Crowell do share some similarities in terms of their games and also in terms of their size and their frame at the moment. So the Crimson Tide picking up a commitment from Crowell is significant because they have their two running backs. But I also think this is a significant move because the Crimson Tide are trying to make a statement, and I think they have a great opportunity to make a statement inside the state of Alabama. I know a lot of people here that the Crimson Tide sign a lot of players across the country. This new staff likes a lot of West Coast kids. But the Nick Saban dynasty that he built in Tuscaloosa was built upon getting in-state guys, getting the best players from the state of Alabama. Alabama has great players year in and year out. No year is different. And the state is only getting better. And this year the state is filled with great talent. You have a Crowell. You have Anthony Jones. You have guys who are not even in Alabama who the state could possibly claim, guys like Xavier Griffin, Jamarian Matthews. Those are guys who grew up in North Alabama. You have Kamarion Johnson, who's already verbally committed to the Crimson Tide. Zion Gibson, Rodney Cleveland, he's committed to Texas, one of the top defensive linemen in the country. Was once verbally committed to Alabama. Landon Duckworth, who's a teammate of Xavier Crowell. So the state is talented year in and year out. And you want to get guys who are from Alabama on your roster if you're Kalen DeBoer, because like you guys know, specifically if you grew up in Alabama and watch the Crimson Tide play, you need those type of guys on your team because they know what playing for Alabama means. They knows what the dominance mean. They have seen these kids don't know a life without Alabama being great, but not only being great running football, being dominant in college football. So that's why Crowell's commitment is significant in my mind. But as always, thank you guys so much for joining me today on our YouTube channel. Be sure to hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, as well as subscribe to the notification bell. Be notified when we drop content on our YouTube channel. As always, I am Justin Smith, the Director of Recruiting and Managing Editor here at Touchdown Alabama.